Hey guys, Coach Bricks here. I hope you are fantastic. Listen, I've been in the strength performance field for 20 plus years. All right. I want to break down what is wrong with it. Okay. And I know this is probably going to get under a lot of strength and conditioning coaches' skins and a lot of performance coaches' skins, but that's okay. I really don't care anymore. Okay. I try to be in that group, okay, which was like the cool group of strength and conditioning, like everybody pats each other on the back. Right. But we never really dove into actually how to actually train the human body the correct way. We think we know. Well, look at this guy. They're freaks of today compared to before. They just have more technology, dude. Technology's greater. But I can't take the technology out there. We just have an understanding. Back in the day, when you look at it, let's be honest, what did they have? They had to work. Most of the professional athletes had to work and then they played their sport. Now, you get paid billions of dollars. Even in college, you get paid all this money to go play a sport, right? So are we really freakish, more freakish than we were before? Our potential is not any greater. I just think we had more knowledge now than we did back then. That's all it is, right? And we say, well, yeah, that's how the strength and conditioning field has evolved. It's made these people understand how great they could be. Maybe. Or maybe we're just brought up into thinking that everybody's so great nowadays and they're so much more fantastic and they're faster and they're bigger and they're stronger. Maybe that's how we all are. But maybe this whole strength and conditioning industry is one of the problems for people later on in life. Go back 10, 15, 20 years. How many people knew somebody who had an ACL injury? Probably not many. Now, ask the same people that question, oh yeah, I know this person, that person, this person, this person. Why? But we have all this strength and conditioning stuff. All these athletes are playing, but yet we have all these strength and conditioning people. What's causing it? Some people say turf. Some people say hormones. Some people say whatever. Maybe it's our training. Probably lack of training in some respects, but also training in some respects. See, the greatest thing we could have done, and the greatest thing that God gave us was free play. Going out there and using this, our choices that he gave us to go run around, jump on things, jump off things, jump out of trees, climb trees, fall, figure out, okay, I hurt myself. What do I need to do to fix it? Those kind of things. See, we lost that. We lost sight of that because we got so involved with sports and the strength and conditioning industry came up and monopolized that we now destroyed it. Because we all say that, strength and industry, we save ACLs. We say that, do we? I mean, honestly, I see all these colleges, they have all these, high-paid strength coaches and performance coaches, but yet guys are still getting all torn up. So why? And we'll say to one sport athletes, this and that. We can make all excuses in the world. But if our profession is doing exactly what it's supposed to do, the number one thing is do no harm. That should be it, but yet we're doing the harm. And we say, well, it's not on our time, it's on when they're out playing. Granted, I agree, but what are we doing to prepare them then? Are we making them faster and bigger? And that's it, but we're not worried about this other part? We all say we are, but are we? Are we training a person to actually be human? Are we training cyborgs? And I really mean that. We have to have force plates to measure this. We have to have this to measure how much this is. And we have to have this technology and this timing system to tell us. Because nobody understands themselves. Even strength and conditioning coaches don't know themselves. They have no idea. Oh, look, I'm big and jacked. Great. How did you get to this point, and why are you like this? And then why is your back, and why are you always banged up? That's what you got to ask these guys. Why do you hurt like you do? If somebody's training you, why are you all banged up? What caused you to get all hurt? What caused you to have that knee injury? What caused you to have the shoulder problem, the back problem, the hip problem? What caused you? I can tell you mine. I lifted it. I lifted incorrectly because nobody changed it. Nobody fixed it. I did it all wrong. So my body went through a wrong movement pattern, right, for years. And then I kept loading that bad movement pattern because nobody fixes it, even though they said, hey, it looked good. And then now all of a sudden I got jacked up. Because nobody studies how the human body is. Nobody wants to dive deep into it. Strength and conditioning, they don't want to take the time to do that. My job is only say to get their numbers here to here. And don't get me wrong, there's a couple good guys out there, but few and far between that are doing what they're supposed to do. That's what I ask all the strength coaches. Are we doing what we're supposed to do? Are we keeping people healthy? Are we getting them to live a healthy life? Now you'll say, once they're out of your realm, okay, out of your training, it's not on you anymore. But if we teach these good habits early on and teach them how to do things right, they're going to continue on. The majority of them, not all, but we don't do that. We don't. Majority of people don't do that because we don't understand the human body ourselves. We don't. We just don't understand how it functions, how it works, how it's supposed to work. We take it for granted. Yeah, when you're young, you have all this, you have all that, and science tells me that. Science, bull crap on science all the time. So anybody ever talks to me about science this, science that, they don't look at God, number one, to understand how the human body works. That's why if I took science to some of the clients that I work with who've had brain trauma, science would tell you that their brain is dead. They can't perform that function anymore because that part of the brain's dead. Then how do they perform it? Oh, maybe because God has rewired it, understood that, hey, if something happens here, the body's going to be rewired. But they don't talk about that, do they? No, because science didn't tell them that. So what's going on? Are we doing what we're supposed to in this field? In the strength and conditioning field, are we doing all we can? Are we just collecting a paycheck and making these athletes freaks for right now, and then they'll be destroyed and broken later on? And like I said, you will say it's not your job to take care of them later on in life. Somebody's going to have to. And if we taught kids better habits, it'd be better off. Just like if a coach disciplines his players, instead of letting them get away with everything in practice because they're a good athlete, maybe when they get to college and something doesn't go their way, right? Instead of acting like a buffoon, they actually respect because they were taught, hey, how to handle that situation or how to handle adversity because they maybe aren't playing now, how to handle that and not just pout and cry about it. See, that's the difference. Our job as strength and conditioning coaches is not only to make a person faster and stronger, but to educate them on the well-being of their life. If not, then what is our purpose? What is it? Is it to show them on this computer screen, hey man, look at you, increase your broad jump. That's the greatest thing ever. Hey, you went from 200 pounds on the squat to 700. Great, you can't walk anymore, but who cares? You improved. That's how we treat it. And don't tell me I'm wrong because I'm not. I see it. We need to start thinking differently. I'm not against people improving, but we need to improve it the right way and teach people how to actually understand who they truly are and why their body functions a certain way. We don't do that. And I'm not talking about all about science. Science is, in a lot of situations, is wrong. And we're finding that out all the time, right? Science has proven to understand and look at, observe something and then take it and then apply it. But we don't do that. We just take whatever was told to us and then run with it, right? It wasn't until a few years ago that people said, you squat with your knees over your toes, you're gonna blow your knees out. That was always the big thing. We know that's not true. So what are we doing about it? I'm asking you, what are you doing? The majority of us are probably doing nothing. We'll continue down the road. We'll continue to have broken athletes. People in this healthcare or this sick care system will continue to be thriving, making more millions and millions of dollars because we broke athletes. We broke human beings. I'm not saying that you'll get rid of every injury. This is not humanly possible. But if we're not teaching people how to heal themselves and understand it, what are we doing? It's a question we all need to ask, especially in this field. What are we doing? It's in the medical field overall. If we're not teaching people how to heal naturally, then we are screwing ourselves. We are doing a disservice to them and to their bodies, to their spirits, and to their minds. We need to start changing. Be blessed. God bless you.